Hello and welcome to episode 129 of the Vegan Business Tribe podcast with myself, David Purnell. And Vegan Business Tribe, we're here to support you and to inspire you, not just to build a vegan business, but to build a successful vegan business. And you can listen along on Spotify, on Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And you can also watch the video version on YouTube too. And thank you, as always, to our amazing sponsors who are Vegan Accountants and Mad Promotions. Do go check them out to help them keep sponsoring what we do. Now, if you are a regular listener, you will know that I am currently going through the ProVeg Kickstarting For Good business incubator, which is a fully funded ProVeg initiative to help social impact entrepreneurs and not-for-profit organisations. And I've been taking you on this journey with me by recording a video diary of my experience as I go through the programme so that you can learn what I learn. Now, I've been putting these out episode by episode on YouTube and in our Vegan Business Academy. But because I know that some of you only listen to the podcast, I've also been collating them together into Omnibus editions so that you can catch up with what's been happening too. And if you missed the first two Omnibus editions, then jump back to episodes 125 and 126 and listen to them first. Or if you want to see the video versions of these diaries, or you just can't wait for the next Omnibus episode, then go check out our YouTube channel or our Vegan Business Academy on veganbusinesstribe.com to see each video diary as it is released. So, to bring you up to date, and I should put a voice on here, shouldn't I? So, previously in Vegan Business Tribe, so to bring you up to date, in the previous episode, I covered getting accepted onto the incubator and then took you through all the work that we were set for the pre-program, which are all the online tasks that we had to complete before the first in-person week in Berlin, Germany. So now you join me as I share my travel to Berlin via the Animal Rights Conference in Luxembourg and the first days of the in-person incubator. I'll also add that I've been making these video diaries on the go. So sometimes in a hotel, sometimes walking down the street. I think I even did one episode from a grocery store. So the audio, it's going to be a little bit different from episode to episode. But don't let that put you off though, because it's all still really good stuff. Okay, so let's jump into Omnibus number 3, where I head to Berlin. On my way to the train station. Well, the first train's on time, which is a good start. Look at that, all vegan pastries at the coffee shop at my local train station. Gosh, how the world's changing.
Welcome aboard this Northern Service 2, Manchester Piccadilly. Please read the safety information throughout the train.
Well, I've made it to the first hotel, which is a milestone in itself. And I'm actually flying out tomorrow morning from Manchester Airport to Luxembourg before I head to Berlin, because in 2 days' time, I am speaking at the International Animal Rights Conference. I'm doing 45 minutes on how to use your business as activism. And I've just about got that presentation written. I've got all my slides done. I'll be going back over that probably on the plane, to be honest, to try and just make sure that's as good a presentation as I can give on the topic. And so I thought I'd use this evening to kind of catch up on the tasks now for the incubator, because it's only a few days until we're going to be meeting in person. And so it's time now to go back over all the tasks, make sure we've got everything wrapped up. And part of that is preparing a one-pager. So bringing together everything we've learned over this pre-program, all our logic models, our problem trees, our market research, and bringing that together into one page that we can present to the rest of the cohort on the incubator once we're in Berlin. So I need to just finish off on a few tasks that I haven't got to yet, because I was away this weekend. So Lisa, myself and our 1.5-year-old daughter Arwen, we were actually at the Vegan Kids Festival in Bristol. And if you've got kids yourself, or if you've got friends who have got vegan kids, tell them about the Vegan Kids Festival, because I think it was the most fun that we've had as a family this year, I suspect. But it was camping, and we didn't get a lot of sleep because it was a field full of kids. And so I am absolutely knackered, and there's a lot of driving to do too. And I had to pretty much go straight from the festival back home, grab my bags, and then on the train to head over to Manchester Airport to fly out tomorrow morning. But I thought I'd use this time just to catch up on these tasks. And I want to share with you one thing that I've just been working on, because we were given a link to something called the Startup Playbook. And this was written by Sam Altman, who was the guy who basically invented ChatGPT. So, he launched OpenAI. And it's worthwhile looking this up yourself if you've got a new start business, or you're really looking at the core of what your business is, and just go to playbook.samaltman.com and you'll be able to read through it there. And so we were given this as a task to read through this playbook and just take away what we learned from it about a startup. Now, Vegan Business Tribe isn't really a startup. I've been doing this for 4.5 years now. So I actually thought that when I saw we had a few tasks talking about startup ideas and tips, that I'd breeze through this. This would be something quite easy to do. But this is what I've loved about this incubator. It really has challenged us to think about what we've been doing as Vegan Business Tribe. And one of the first quotes from this playbook was, the goal is to create something that users or customers love. And I'm fortunate that we've had the testbed of Vegan Business Tribe for so long. So I think I've got, quite a good idea of what Vegan Business Tribe members actually want and what they care about. And people do tell us all the time that they love Vegan Business Tribe. Our members tell us that they love Vegan Business Tribe. Our wider audience tell me all the time that they love Vegan Business Tribe. Even when people cancel their membership, which just happens from time to time, I always solicit some feedback, and they tell me that they love Vegan Business Tribe, even though they're still cancelling their membership sometimes as well. So that leads me to think that although people, do love Vegan Business Tribe and our mission and what we're doing, not everybody finds it crucial to their business success. And this is really important, because if we want to keep growing the membership and we actually want to make an impact with Vegan Business Tribe, I don't think it's as important enough for people just to love what we do. They've got to be getting some real benefit out of what we do too. And that leads me to a second quote, which I read from the playbook. And this is Sam Altman again. And he said, I am skeptical about most excuses for why a company isn't growing. Very often, the real reason is that the product just isn't good enough. Now that's uncomfortable, isn't it? And maybe old Sam is right here, because we were really good at making a minimal viable product with Vegan Business Tribe. I mean, right at the start, the first version of Vegan Business Tribe was actually completely free. We brought together quite a lot of content. We made the sign-up system, and we just got people to sign up for completely free so that I could use those people to work out what we were trying to build with Vegan Business Tribe. So I did lots of Zoom interviews, I got lots of feedback, we did lots of surveys, and from that, we took that information and we built Minimal Viable Product Mark II. But I have to ask myself, how much did we then evolve past that? So yes, we added in some new sessions, a couple of new different tiers, we brought in mentoring and one-to-one coaching and things like that. But in terms of what we've built, yes, we've built something that people love. And they love the idea of Vegan Business Tribe. And they love the community that we've brought together as well. But in terms of it being crucial for your business success, that's something I don't think we've quite got right yet. So people love Vegan Business Tribe, but is it crucial to your business? Some companies it has been. Others, maybe it hasn't. And so that's what we really need to look at. And I keep coming back to this idea that in terms of our own accountability and showing the impact that we've made as a business organization, I need to be able to track the progress of your company within Vegan Business Tribe. And so coming back to this idea of having a 2-pathway tracker when somebody joins Vegan Business Tribe. One pathway is about growing your business. So that's going to be actually helping you move along that journey of increasing your revenue, increasing your profit, scaling up what you're doing, and having kind of milestones and KPIs on that journey that you have to go through and that you have to tick off and say, yes, I'm now at this level with my business. But then having that second pathway, which is about you becoming a vegan business and the ethics of what you're doing as well. And I know a lot of our members don't want to say that they are a vegan business, but that doesn't mean that you can't still run your business on vegan ethics and use your business to make a change in the world. So let's track a pathway for you growing your business and becoming more financially sustainable with it. But let's also track that pathway of you becoming a more ethical business and actually having an impact, because, you know, that's why you set up your vegan business in the first place. So if when somebody joins Vegan Business Tribe, they've got these 2 pathways to follow, and I'm helping you do it, I'm leading you a bit like this incubator through different content for you to read, through different milestones, through different tasks, then we become crucial to your business as well. Vegan Business Tribe isn't just something that you love and you love the idea of, it's something which is actually, you need to have it in your business. Does all that make sense? It kind of does to me. And I'm kind of working this out as I'm going along as well. But I think that's what we need to do with Vegan Business Tribe. And that's why it was worthwhile going back to these startup ideas, because I think we basically got the minimal viable product together as Vegan Business Tribe and then got so busy actually delivering that we didn't keep looking forward. We didn't keep evolve that to saying, well, how are we actually going to make a massive impact for our members? So that's what we need to do next. One other quote I'm going to take also out of Sam's Startup Playbook is, he said, if you have a paid product with less than a $500 customer lifetime value, so how much your customer actually spends with you over the lifetime of them being a customer. So if you have a paid product with less than a $500 customer lifetime value, you cannot afford sales. So by sales, it means actually having a salesperson or, you know, doing sales activity. And that struck me as well, because when you look at Vegan Business Tribe, our lifetime value, customer lifetime value of somebody who's just a standard member of Vegan Business Tribe, paying £18.99 a month, it's about £150. So sounds right. For that, I can't really afford to spend much on sales to pick up a new member. And we do, social media advertising now and again. One of our big ways of getting new members is we use a VA or my wife, Lisa, to reach out to people on LinkedIn and offer them free month trials of Vegan Business Tribe and things like that. But we can't really afford to do campaigns, because attracting somebody who's going to spend just £150 with you, the maths doesn't really work for doing all the marketing spend that you'd need to do. Now, if we get a member who is engaging with us for one-to-one coaching or mentoring, then their lifetime value, that goes up significantly. And so for getting those businesses, yes, the maths work. And I'm a little bit annoyed that I've not sat down and actually worked this out myself before, because when I am coaching people, one of the things I always say is you've got to start with the figures. You've got to be obsessed with the figures. You've got to know how much each single customer is worth to you over their lifetime value. How much profit are you making out of that person, so you know how much budget you've got to spend on marketing to attract that person. That's something I've never really done with Vegan Business Tribe. And it's awful, isn't it? Because I tell people all the time how to do this, but never end up doing it myself. So that was really useful, going through Sam Altman's Startup Playbook. And if you Google that, you'll find a playbook yourself and take a read through it, because there's some really good takeaways from there. But it's given me 2 areas to really concentrate on. So the first is, yes, I know that you love Vegan Business Tribe, but is it crucial to the success of your business? Because if it is, you're going to remain members forever, and you're going to, want to look to us to help you build your really successful business, not just in terms of giving you content to go and learn yourself, but actually helping you through those two pathways that I was talking about earlier. And then the second is really concentrating on the figures, because I know what our average lifetime value is of a customer. And I know that that's about £150 if they just stay a regular member of Vegan Business Tribe. But I know also, now I've sat down and thought about it, obviously, that doesn't give us the marketing budget. And I think that's where we've struggled to grow a little bit as Vegan Business Tribe. We haven't had that budget to go out and do as much social media advertising as I would have liked to have done, to hire more freelancers and VAs to do that reach out work for us and things like that too. And that's, obviously kind of why. So we've got to fix that problem as well. Right, so I've still got a lot to do this evening, and I'm nowhere near finishing off. I've got a couple of tasks left to finish off tonight that I'm going to be doing, because I don't want to be doing these on the plane. I'm also surviving on Trek bars at the moment. The WH Smith in the airport was selling these off for £1.50 a bar, which was a little bit of a bargain for airports. But I don't really trust hotel breakfasts and how well they do veganism. So I'm not really trusting the breakfast for hotels. I'm going to be having those for breakfast in the morning. Probably going to be having those for breakfast when I'm in Luxembourg as well. But that's it. Right. I need to get back to this. Very early start in the morning for the flight to Luxembourg. And I'll keep you updated on the way.
If you are a UK vegan business, wouldn't it be better to have an accountant that shares your ethics? Well, vegan accountants have got over 30 years of experience, and they're a vegan founded company. And just to add, they're also our accountants at Vegan Business Tribe, because they just get us. They understand why we do what we do, and they make sure that we're doing it in the most tax efficient way possible. Keith and his team, they've been massive supporters of our mission at Vegan Business Tribe. So if you are an established UK business with a growth mindset and you want an accountant that is going to help you grow and shares your mission as well as saves you tax, then just go to veganaccountants.co.uk to find out more. If you are looking to get your business in the news or on the radio or interviewed on TV, then no one's going to get your company noticed like Karen Ridgers and her team at Mad Promotions. And Karen, she's been at the forefront of the vegan media scene for the last 20 years. And Mad Promotions, they're also our media partners at Vegan Business Tribe. So if you've read about us in plant-based news or in Vegconomist, then that's probably because Karen got that story there. So if you are an ethical company or entrepreneur that wants more media coverage, and if you're a company that is looking to make a difference, then that's literally what Mad Promotions stands for. Karen, she's worked with Veganuary, VegFest and all the other big names. So go find out more at mad-promotions.com.
So another day, another hotel. So I'm now in Luxembourg, and the reason that I'm in Luxembourg is because I was very fortunate today to speak at the International Animal Rights Conference. And it's just a brilliant event. And I'm really sad that I only got to see the first day of it, because it goes on for the next 3 or 4 days. And there are so many just amazing speakers and panel sessions, and to be honest, networking opportunities as well, that if it wasn't for me flying out to Berlin tomorrow, I would have a very enjoyable few days here and learn a lot as well. Interestingly, I'm staying in a hotel which is a little bit like a ship's cabin, which is possibly the only mode of transport I've not taken over the last few days. But let me just show you this. So in the corner of my room, I've got a little curtain here. There we go, that little curtain. And behind that curtain is the shower. So the shower's not in a separate room, it's just in the corner. That's obviously how they like to do things in Luxembourg. I also, very disappointedly, I'm going to be a little bit rambly today because it's very late. I've only had about 5 hours sleep every single day for the last 5 or 6 days. So I'm going to be a little bit rambly today. But I also picked up what I thought were fig rolls today, which are the staple of many vegan diets. But disappointingly, when I got them open, it turns out they are the far less enticing fig biscuits, which was a little bit disappointing today. But at least I'm not going to go hungry. Pick those up from the local supermarket. So what did I do today? Well, I actually signed on to a workshop this morning, and it was a 4-hour workshop. And that's quite a long session to sign up for. But it was with Melanie Joy. And Melanie is Sebastian Joy's wife. And Sebastian is the founder of ProVeg, the co-founder perhaps, and is also the person who's running the Kickstarting For Good Incubator. And she was doing a session on communication and interpersonal skills. And it was just an excellent workshop. Melanie Joy is a fantastic speaker. I'd really advise going to take a look at her books, her website, the various training that she does. And I took about 1,500 words worth of notes during those 4-hour sessions. And far too many takeaways for me to actually tell you now. I might do a podcast on it though, just with some of the highlights, because there's some really good stuff to learn. Like I said, I'm going to be a bit rambly today. But one thing I took away was this idea of what a debate is. And that's really important when you're in our sector, because we are trying to change hearts and minds. But Melanie was explaining how the concept of a debate, it's actually quite counterproductive sometimes, because if you invite somebody into a debate with you, what you're actually inviting them to do is to try and win an argument, win at all costs. And that's not really what we should be trying to do when we're communicating. It shouldn't be about winning or losing. It should be about mutual understanding. But if you ask somebody to come into a debate with you, the goal is not to reach an understanding, but to make the other person lose. And that's not really a great place to be starting out. If you're trying to win somebody over, you're trying to make them feel safe, you're trying to get them to see your viewpoint. If the whole goal is for them to lose and for you to win, that's not a great way to start a conversation with somebody. So Melanie gave some really good frameworks for other ways to approach those sort of conversations where the goal was a mutual understanding of each other's viewpoints. So that was just really worthwhile doing this morning. And I think the kind of mark of what a great session was, what a great session it was it didn't feel like 4 hours. It absolutely flew by. It felt like it was maybe 45 minutes at the most. So that was an absolutely brilliant session. So yeah, do go check out Melanie Joy if you get a chance, because I think you'll find it extremely useful. What I actually wanted to do today, though, is with this being the last video diary which I will record before we get to the in-person incubator, is I want to go through the very last session, I told you I'm tired. The very last task that we were asked to do in the pre-program. And I actually got a little bit more information about this pre-program as well, because it seemed really full on. The amount of work we've done is actually probably the amount of work I thought we'd do over the entire incubator, and especially the depth we've gone into with the research and pulling our ideas together and our logic model and everything else that I've spoken about as well. And I was speaking to one of the organisers, and they said that this is something they've learned from running the incubator last year, that they didn't actually start this kind of work until they did the in-person part. And they found that it just wasn't long enough. They were doing the incubator and people hadn't got to the point where they were ready to launch and they were ready to actually, scale up the organisation or the business of the idea. So what they wanted to do this year was really get as much work done before the in-person part. So that's why it's been so full on. And that's why there's been so many in-depth tasks to do, so that when we land in Berlin tomorrow, we're kind of already well ahead of ourselves. We're ready to actually do the businesses that we're setting out to do. So I thought that was really interesting. So what I want to go over with you today is the last task that we've been set is to pull everything together that we've now done into a one-pager. So a one-page document that logically walks through what our idea is, what the problem is that we've identified, what the solution is to that problem, the impact we're going to make and how we're going to measure that, and looking at what kind of scope we need for funding and various things like that as well. So what I'd like to do, if you've got 5 minutes, is I'd like to just share with you the result of all that. So the result of the work that I've been doing over the last 4 weeks or so. And just read out my one pager to you. So it's going to take me a little bit of a while to read this out, but I think it'll be useful for you to see where I was when I first joined the Incubator, where I could explain what Vegan Business Tribe is. We thought we knew what problems we were solving, but going through the exercises has actually resulted in me making this final document. So let me read it out to you. So the first part of it is the elevator pitch. And so it starts out, all of the cause areas have organisations which promote and support entrepreneurship as a way to move that cause forwards. We are creating that for vegan entrepreneurs. If somebody tells you that you are a vegan entrepreneur, however, then many will assume that you make food or drink. But a large number of vegans who start a business, perhaps even the majority, do so in non-food industries such as professional and personal services, travel, and the creative sectors. We are building an organisation that champions vegans to use their professional skill set to move a vegan cause forwards, leading them to build businesses that are not only successful financially, but also creates a tangible positive impact on veganism and animal justice. When you create any business, you create a platform. But when a vegan creates a business, you create a platform for change. Now, just that elevator pitch allows me to better sum up our vision and mission with Vegan Business Tribe. So that alone has been incredibly useful. But let me go on. So the next section is the problem that we've identified. So I've put, business can be one of the most effective forms of activism. It allows somebody to combine the time they spend making a living with also furthering the vegan cause. However, many vegans don't have the business knowledge or prior experience to scale a business to the point where it becomes financially sustainable or makes a tangible impact. This is compounded by a lack of business and entrepreneurial support that is aligned with the vegan mission. Many traditional business advisors actively encourage vegan entrepreneurs to drop the vegan side of their business to pursue more profitable activities. And I've heard that so many times from some of our Vegan Business Tribe members. The support that is targeted at the vegan sector is largely aimed at food companies, but many plant-based food founders are not vegan themselves, as aren't many experts in the plant-based food sector, meaning they have little motivation in building a business that promotes animal rights and a conversion to a vegan lifestyle. Many vegan entrepreneurs are also wary of combining their business skills with activism, fearing they may create negativity around their business, endanger their career, or alienate non-vegan customers, business partners, or staff. And I think that actually quite well rounds up what we're trying to do with Vegan Business Tribe. And a lot of that comes from the work I've been doing over the last few weeks and the research, just to pull all the threads together, all the things that I kind of already knew, but pull them all into one statement. We then go on to what our solution is to the problem that we've just identified. Okay, so the solution. Other cause areas have well-developed and well-funded entrepreneurial support. For example, LGBTQ+, Black, Christian, ex-prisoners and ex-military personnel. Often, the goal of these organisations is to foster and support entrepreneurship that creates a virtuous circle, in turn helping further the core goals of that cause. Many of these organisations attract the support and backing of large multinational companies, such as Amazon, Google and Visa, who don't always have an obvious connection to that cause, but likely have influential champions within the company that do. Our solution is to take the foundation that has already been established with Vegan Business Tribe and our Vegan Business Academy over the last 4 years and develop it into a comparable entrepreneur support organisation for the vegan and animal rights movement. Vegan Business Tribe will focus on empowering and improving the business skills of vegan entrepreneurs. It will also engage career successful, so that's career successful vegans, that's a new term that I'm using now. So it will also engage career successful vegans who are not engaged with the wider movement to use their success and their influence to generate more positive corporate support for veganism and animal rights. And this is quite an important point that I wanted to make. When you come to the Vegan Business Tribe website, we've got at the top, if you have a vegan business, you found your tribe. Now, one thing I've really had to get over on this incubator is that we're not really here to support vegan businesses. We're here to support vegans in business. So changing some of the terminology I'm using to instead talk about supporting vegan entrepreneurs, that kind of just clears that up. You know, we're not here to really help people grow plant-based food businesses who aren't vegan themselves. If a vegan's doing it, brilliant, we're 100% on your side. But my own view is there's plenty of support out there already for non-vegans. We're looking to help the vegans who are doing this for ethical reasons and actually wanting to move a vegan cause forwards with their company. So that's really important. I then go on to the final section I'll read out, which is impact and measurement. So I've put, we will measure our impact as an organisation by measuring the impact of our members. When somebody signs up with Vegan Business Tribe, they will be presented with a pathway to track the development of their company in terms of 1, growth and profitability, and 2, vegan ethics and the impact that they are making. The tracker will also give structured pathways for the business or entrepreneur to improve and develop each of these, with KPIs or key performance indicators tied to pillar content and courses in our Vegan Business Academy. So what we're actually saying is when someone signs up to Vegan Business Tribe, we're going to signpost them through the most relevant content and training to help, 1, scale up their business from a profitability and success point of view, and 2, scale up their business in terms of the impact that they're actually making. This way, we will actually see the impact we're having on our member businesses and entrepreneurs and the impact that they are creating in turn. We will also measure the impact we are having by convincing more career successful vegans, this is my term, I'm having that one, to become more engaged with the wider vegan and animal rights movement. This may include them becoming mentors for other vegan entrepreneurs, becoming champions for the cause within a non-vegan business to create commercial backing and support, or using their visibility as a successful business person to further promote veganism and animal rights. And again, that is something that is really important to what we're doing. This whole idea that we're not just helping the vegans develop businesses, we want to engage those people who are vegan professionally, but not perhaps running vegan businesses, but they are business people, and just use their skills and their influence to get them involved with what we're doing, get them involved with the sector, and especially that idea of getting them to come in and mentor our members and work with other vegan businesses. That's going to be a really important part of what we're going to try and set up as well. The document finishes by going into scope and funding, which I'm not quite sure, to be honest. That's one thing we haven't done yet, is work out that funding map of how much money would we actually be looking for if someone was going to put money into what we're doing at Vegan Business Tribe. One of the big things which I've been saying right since the start of this incubator, so I was talking about this in my application for the incubator, is I don't want Vegan Business Tribe to just be a funded organisation. As easy as that would make my life, I want Vegan Business Tribe to be a business and remain a business. I want it to be income generating. Eventually, I want it to be completely self-funding and even get to the point where we're generating extra money that we can give back to vegan businesses. I'd like to be able to offer grants. I'd like to be able to, use the extra money that we're making in Vegan Business Tribe to do more of the things like the events that we do, like Vegan Business Tribe Live, maybe take that over to North America, take it into Europe. There's so much going on in Africa and Asia and things like that. And, when we're actually generating money instead of just taking funding, there's so much more that we can do as a business. But that's one thing that I need to do is I know that Vegan Business Tribe becomes financially sustainable when we get to about 400 members, which is about double what we've got at the moment. And so my initial requirement for funding is going to be aimed at getting us to that point, and that means building a team. I will need somebody who is doing helping me on the content editing. I'll need more people coming to work on the IT to actually expand the website and the academy and the work that we're doing. Need help on admin. Need a lot of help on social. These are the things which have kind of fallen by the wayside a little with Lisa, my wife, standing back. So there's lots of things that we need funding to bring into Vegan Business Tribe to get us to that point where our membership makes us very financially sustainable and just standing on its own 2 feet. So I thought that was interesting. I thought it was worthwhile just sharing this kind of accumulation of everything that we've done on the incubator up to now. Tomorrow morning, I get on that plane, I head off to Berlin and start to meet people in real life. And that's going to be really interesting. I'm going to do what I can to keep this video diary really up to date. If I can do a session a day, I will. I might regret suggesting that when I see how much work we've got to do. But the truth is, I don't know how much work we've got to do. They're only releasing the schedule on the week. So for all I know, next week we might just be sat by the pool chatting. Be nice, wouldn't it? Anyway, it's very late. Again. I've got to get up very early. Again. So I'll see you on the next one.
As far as Paul Bloom here, maybe some of you have read this book, he goes as far as to say that empathy is a poor guide when we want to help others. So in any case, we have to be careful with empathy.
So we are actually in the ProVeg Incubator. Look at this. We've got a kitchen in the corner of the incubator. How cool is that? Now, everybody else has gone. It's just me, as always, staying to the end. And it's a really interesting kind of first day because I did miss about 3/4 of the day. I came in at the end when we were doing a little bit of networking, getting to know each other, which was really nice as well. But just to take you down the road slightly, so the ProVeg Incubator is just here pretty much in the middle of Berlin, in one of their kind of more businessy districts as well. But right next door to them is an absolutely amazing shop, which I'm going to take you in. It is exactly what you'd expect the ProVeg Incubator to be next to. So while I was in Luxembourg, the only vegan food I could really find was stuff like this, which is fine. You know, we all need our fruit and veg. But coming down here, let me just show you what I walked into when I came to look at this shop earlier. So straight away, we're going through some very nice bread in the bakery, but then we get to the vegan section. On the floor, there we go, vegan. And we have got so much vegan stuff here. It's like vegan heaven. We've got about 10 different vegan cheeses. We've got all the cream cheeses. We've got all the vegan hams and the salamis. It just goes on and on and on. We've got like beef strips, like chicken wings, lots of stuff with a V label on, which is very predominant here in Germany, as you would imagine. We've got the falafels, and this is only one of the fridges that we're getting at the moment. Just so much stuff, vegan kids food. It's amazing to see some vegan kids food actually on the shelf, and we've got the brands that you know, like Planted, and we've got some vegetarian butcher, and that goes on and on and on. So I guess you kind of expect that
next to ProVeg, but it's wonderful to see. And just the whole of Berlin, I've been so impressed with how much vegan stuff there is. But what's interesting is from talking to some of the people who I've met who live here in Berlin and Germany, this doesn't necessarily spread across the rest of the country. It's very Berlin specific about having all this vegan food in one place. I passed several vegan restaurants on the way, coming in on the overground rail, lots of vegan places, lots of vegan stuff going on. So it really is a vegan hub, but it's not really spread across the whole of the country yet. Just walking back to the hotel. Interestingly, when I just left the shop, an American gentleman said to me that my English was very good. So I'm glad to hear that. That obviously it is. So just reflections on the first day. So as I said, I did miss a massive part of the first day, which just couldn't be helped with the conference. But just looking at the agenda that they've been through, they've done some wonderful workshops today. One thing about ProVeg is that they attract just so many great people who've got real career and business experience in lots of different industries, people who built up careers before they turned vegan, and then once they turned vegan, moved into this marketplace. One of the guys who is a mentor, Shay, on the programme. He's ex-Microsoft and he's run massive analytical companies and things like that. So it's really great to see so much expertise being available to us on this incubator. One person who I'm sure we're going to be hearing a lot from is Mr. Matthew Glover. He's here for the week as a mentor as well. He's going to be doing a couple of sessions with us, as well as lots of other really interesting people too. So just so much kind of wealth of knowledge that we're going to have in the room. Another great thing that I picked up on is I think how much collaboration there's going to be between the people who are on the incubator. I mean, because I arrived late, I was given 5 minutes just to introduce myself and talk about Vegan Business Tribe and what our idea is and what we're going to do next. And so many people came up to me afterwards and said that they saw a lot of similarities with their own careers, for instance. You know, they turned vegan whilst doing something else. And, you know, one person I was talking to, they were actually working for a very large food manufacturer at the time when they turned vegan. And they felt that they didn't have that support, I guess, and that way to be able to champion veganism within a large organisation. So that really sort of ties into what we're looking to do with Vegan Business Tribe as well. So I think there's going to be a lot of collaboration. I think there's going to be a lot of support, and I think hopefully we're going to make some friends for life. That sounds a little bit corny, perhaps, but you know, just the people who are all on this incubator, they are truly on the same mission. And one thing I always say at Vegan Business Tribe is if you surround yourself with people who are on the same mission as you are, that just makes it so much easier. You know, it makes it so much easier to build what you're trying to build. And that's why we built Vegan Business Tribe, to bring more vegan business people together. Okay, I'm going to head back to the hotel. I've kind of just been wondering and talking, so I'm not 100% sure where I am at the moment, but let's keep going. I found my way back, and we are staying at a very nice place called the Hotel Lulu. So let me just take you inside. You might actually be able to see, just as we're going back in, sat over there having a drink is Mr. Matthew Glover. Someone you might recognise there, gives a wave, fantastic. Sat there with Tobias. And so let me take you into the hotel, because it's a lovely building. And if you just look behind me here, look at all this amazing stuff. It's a little bit of an eco-hotel, which is a wonderful place for us to be housed in. And then as we come in the room, look at this. It is a 4-poster bed with drapes over the top. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, what a lovely hotel to be put up in for a week. This is far better than kind of the ship's cabins that I've been in for the last few nights. So that's kind of it for today. So not a lot of actual information to report, because I didn't actually take part in that much of the incubator today. But the work starts now. So the first session is 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'm going to try and get there an hour early. I'll try and get there for 8 so I can get set up, get my laptop there, just catch up on my emails more than anything else. I mean, I have to remember I'm still running a business while I'm going through this incubator. So having that little bit of workspace to just catch up on things is going to be really valuable too. And I'll hopefully see you tomorrow and tell you what I learn. See you later.
And that's it for this Omnibus. And in the next edition, you'll be able to follow the rest of my time on the in-person incubator in Berlin, including, I think, when I take quite an insightful personality test, amongst other things that we need to do. And if you just can't wait until then, you can watch all my video diaries for the ProVeg Kickstarting For Good incubator on YouTube, or take a look in the Vegan Business Academy over at veganbusinesstribe.com. And if you want to surround yourself with more people who are on the same mission as you are, then please do come sign up with us at Vegan Business Tribe. It is currently only £18.99 a month, and we have got members from all over the world, and you get access to all our content, all our courses, our online meetups and events, and you also get access to the most amazing community of vegan entrepreneurs that you will find anywhere in the world. But being a member, it's also how you can help support the work that we do to help vegan entrepreneurs skill up and scale up so that they can have a bigger impact on the world too. Okay, so watch out for Omnibus number 4 coming soon to find out what happened next, and I'll see you on the next one.